What's happening, guys? It's been a while. We're back. I'm Prince Parker, and I'm joined by...
Adrian Autumn, baby.
Woo! And we got a new show for you. It's called Match of the Week. So on this show, I'm going to give Adrian a match to watch. He's going to give me a match to watch, and we're going to come on and talk about it. Whether because it sucks, or because we actually really like it, I think it's just a good short way to consume wrestling, and to talk about it.
Yes, sir.
So for this one, you want to intro the match I gave you on screen?
I mean, you can go first because yours is going to be shorter.
Oh, fuck. All right, fine. I just didn't want to talk about Jack Swagger.
Oh, that's fine. So I gave Prince Parker the match, Jack Swagger versus Evan Bourne at Capital Punishment 2011, because I wanted to be a troll. It's not very long, so I didn't have to make him suffer, but...
I also want to point out that on the screen, there's a match card for Triple H Nash. And then there's not a match card for Swagger and Bourne because it is introduced as a bonus attraction and not a match. They say that. Yeah, so this match is 7 minutes of filler because it comes, I believe on the card, it's after Punk Mysterio, and then that is immediately followed by Orton Christian. So right before the main event, they were like, let's give the crowd a break that isn't fake Obama.
Oh my god, the fake Obama.
For anybody who hasn't seen Capital Punishment, they brought out a fake Barack Obama to talk to the crowd. And it sucks. And this is the match right before it. So I'm gonna read through some of my notes here. My second note is Swagger's theme rules. It doesn't, but it doesn't. Alright, Evan Bourne's theme does.
Evan Bourne's theme does rule, yeah.
Fucking love that theme. What was the next thing? I wrote, apparently Jack Swagger and Booker T had a match weeks prior.
Oh.
That Evan Bourne threw Swagger back into, or something.
Mm-hmm.
This feud exists because Evan Bourne has apparently been tormenting Jack Swagger and embarrassing him.
Yes, and he's also the face, which, how does that make sense?
Whenever they do those kind of stories, it's always the face that, like, is the tormentor.
Yeah, it's like, on an outside perspective, you would think that they're the bad
guy. Evan Bourne went to the University of Missouri. I wrote that down. Shout out to Missouri.
Yeah, he got a marketing degree, dude.
And now he's doing flips and shit. Gotta love him. My next note is that Jack Swagger hits him with some... There's, like, good chain wrestling at the beginning, and then Swagger pins him down and just slaps him in the ear. Like, hard. This match, like, it's just, like... It would fit in so well on a Raw or a SmackDown because it's just that kind of match. But there are a couple things that I do want to note that don't involve the match at all, which is, midway through the match, they cut to Keith Stone, who is a marketing fake mascot for Keystone Beer, who's dressed like a redneck and flanked by the Bellas, one of which is the Divas champion. So, it's a good, like, sign of progress of how far we've come in 9 years, that now there's, like, women main eventing shows, rather than sitting next to a fake redneck.
During the filler match, before the main event.
They couldn't cut to it during fake Obama. The production team, Kevin Dunn, was like, this match sucks, cut to Keith Stone, that'll pop the crowd.
Literally, the crowd is dead the whole match. They don't give a fuck about it at all.
Evan Bourne hits a very cool pop-up Rana off an arm drag at one point, and, like, a third of the crowd is like, yay. Nobody cares that this match is happening. The commentators at a certain point don't care, and I have a couple quotes.
Oh gosh,
Were you about to talk about the thing I think I'm about to talk about, which is Jerry Lawler?
Maybe I'll see once you talk about your stuff first.
Jerry Lawler at a certain point just talks about his dad for a little bit. The first quote is, "My dad gave me a DDT like that." Then 3 moves happen, and then after Booker says something about the match, and then Jerry Lawler just goes, me and my dad didn't have that great a relationship. And I was like, what the fuck is this therapy session going on?
No, I was gonna say when they there's a camera angle where their back is to the ramp, so you can see the commentary team, and either Jerry Lawler or Michael Cole is sitting in their chair with their hands behind their back, like leaning back, like they're relaxing, like taking a break.
I didn't see that. That is so on brand for that commentary team.
I know. I like that we're like giving each other matches, but then we both ended up watching both the matches we gave out anyway. So
I know. I liked the match I gave you. That's why I watched it.
Oh, I didn't remember the one I gave you and wanted to be a troll. So
Booker T quote that I loved is after Bourne hits a very nice either leaping or tornado DDT. Booker T calls it one of the nicest DDTs he's ever seen, and said that Jack Swagger took that on the front side. Like most DDTs. I really went through, I paused it and was like, what is Booker trying to talk about here? Like the front side of his face?
Of the ring?
He took it on the apron? Booker... No, he took it midway. I was so baffled by that comment. I was like, what are you talking about, Booker?
You forgot the part where they also said that Evan Bourne did a spinneroonie the week before on fucking SmackDown or whatever.
With Booker, yeah. With Booker, because of course he did. God, Airborne.
Dude, okay, I do miss Booker on commentary though, bro. He's good.
I love Booker T on commentary because he adds a perfect blend of knowing a shitload about wrestling and being super silly.
Better than frickin' ramen noodle suplex Jerry Lawler.
Gotta love Jerry Lawler. This is
no.
Before yeah, that's true. This is before Jerry Lawler's deep-seated decline, but it's still not good Jerry Lawler.
No.
Also, heel Michael Cole is on this match, and I haven't written anything about him because he was not a nuisance in this match.
Well, since we're still talking about the commentary team, I remember Jerry asked Booker T if his dad ever beat him.
Is that what spawned this?
About. Yes, I think so. Well, no, it spawned because it was Father's Day, I think, too, when this pay-per-view was happening.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and so something about Jerry Lawler was like, yeah, Booker, did your dad ever beat you? And then Michael Cole was like, why didn't you ask me that? And they were just going off on a tangent while this match was happening.
Yeah, a full-on match is going on that has story behind it.
I was sitting there like, what?
At Father's Day, Titus O'Neil came out and kissed his son on the mouth.
On the lips.
The finish of this match I actually really liked because Bourne misses an airborne but lands for the most part on his feet, and then Swagger gets him in his pump handle, which is his finish. Bourne rolls out of it into a roll-up. Swagger escapes the roll-up and picks his leg into an ankle lock, and then Bourne escapes the ankle lock into a pin roll-up for the 3. And that sequence works because it's seamless and it's quick and it's that kind of sequence. I think even if the crowd doesn't care, at least it's kind of cool.
Right. I'm just sad we didn't get to see a full airborne. It's literally the spot. It would have been the spot of the match.
That's true. Yeah. Absolutely. Because I remember no spots from this match outside of Swagger slapping him in the ear. Oh, there is a spot. He goes for that Jack's they call it a Swagger bomb, which is that bounce and then essentially a stomach shot, and then Bourne lifts up his legs and jaws him, and I thought that looked very cool. Overall, because that's my match, the commentary team dominated.
On a scale of 0 stars to 5 stars, where's on the Meltzer rating? How many stars does this match get?
I'm gonna give this. Oh God, it's such a filler match. The crowd doesn't care, the commentators don't care, and I mean Swagger looks fine and Evan Bourne looks fine, but like you said, the coolest thing that could have happened didn't. So
yeah,
I'm 1 star for sure. I'm not going to, under my own power, watch this again. I'm not gonna do that.
I can't imagine why.
A match under my own power that I will watch again, and in fact it did, just for fun, is the match I gave Adrian, which is
segue.
Oh, I'm seamless with this.
All right, so I had about this 20-minute match. Bad Blood 2003, Kevin Nash versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight title inside of Hell in a Cell.
With Mick Foley as the special guest referee.
Yes, with Mick Foley as the special guest ref. My first note was because this was still during the entrance when Triple H and Kevin Nash were coming out. There's like a big giant blood drops hanging from the like stage, and it looks like a nutsack. That was my first note. Was there looks like there's a nutsack on the hanging off the stage.
I love the Bad Blood set, and now I can't see it the same.
That was my first note, and my second note was Mick Foley is the special guest ref.
And he got an entrance.
He did.
Like
the car crashed, and he came out.
He got the last entrance.
Yeah, he was wearing this like spray painted ref shirt. It was like I don't even know how to explain it. It wasn't even a ref shirt. It was like his flannel, but it was like black and white, and it would look like his kid drew it or something like that. I don't know. It was funny looking. Also, since I was on the note of attire, Triple H, I like his blue attire, man. I'm not even gonna lie. He looked good in it.
The like gear he wore in 2003 during that Reign of Terror, really good. He faced Scott Steiner in Royal Rumble and at No Way Out, and he had a red variant on those. I believe at SummerSlam that year he had a purple variant. Like that, when he tries that shit, it works.
Yeah.
And then biker shorts.
I was really into the blue attire. So my first note is once the match starts is like Nash is like literally in control for like probably the first half of the match. Triple H is just like seriously getting brutalized. He drives him into the cage 3 times, and the cage like starts bowing like on the outside. Like you could like if he hit it again, it was gonna break, like definitely. Kevin Nash does this sick back body drop, and like. Which, like, my first thing was, like, that has to hurt because Kevin Nash is, like, 700 feet tall. And, like, the way also, he's really tall, so I felt like Triple H had a lot of time to, like, tuck. But he, like, it looked like he barely, like, was able to get his, like, from landing on his head. So, like, I also had to, like, I cringed at that. Winced, that's the word I'm looking for. I, like, winced at that one a little bit.
The sound the floor made when Triple H did it. My God.
Yes. There's a point where Nash he picks up the steel stairs and like literally yeets them at Triple H, and he like just moves out of the way, which like was really crazy because like Kevin Nash threw those really heavy stairs with a lot of power.
Kevin Nash is jacked in this match.
Yeah, he is, but he still moved around like he was 300 years old.
He's coming off a torn quad.
Yeah, I know, but still. I think at that point, even if he wasn't, he'd still be walking around like that.
That's actually very true. I think, like, one of the spots that I don't know if you wrote down, but I think it falls within this realm is the like, jackknife spot on the outside.
Where he grabs onto the cage?
Yeah.
Yes, that was my next note. That was literally my next note. Yeah, he picks him up for a jackknife, and Triple H is able to, he like has him in the corner of the cage, and he's able to like grab the cage and keep himself from being jackknifed, which I thought was super cool.
I thought it was too, and then I thought about it for a second, and it's still really cool. But there was that moment where I was like, Triple H grabs that, and if Kevin Nash follows through, every tendon in his shoulder is fucked.
Good thing these boys are scripted.
I know, right?
My next note is Triple H gets a toolbox out from underneath the ring, dumps all the tools out, and instead of using any of the tools he just dumps out, he picks up the lid of the toolbox and tries to hit Kevin Nash with it.
Oh, that's right.
I was like, what was the point of that?
Introduce it for later, brother.
Yeah, and he totally messes with the lid, and like Nash hits him back onto the ground. To which then Triple H picks up a hammer that he dumped out that he picked up to begin with, and like he hits him in the knee and then the head with it.
That head strike was brutal.
Yeah, like that stuff happened so quickly in the camera angles cut. I was trying to figure out whether they were doing unprotected headshots, which I go over a little bit later in this match too, because there's some other stuff that happens. And then Triple H rolls back in the ring after he hits him Nash with the hammer in the head and knee. Foley takes the hammer away from him, and then him and Mick Foley start getting in like a shoving match because like at this point, Triple H like retired Mick Foley, and he hadn't been in a match since he retired him, which apparently was totally false and not true at all.
Absolutely not true. He main evented at WrestleMania 1 month after he retired. I hate WWE.
Yeah, Prince is very heated about it. If you can't tell,
God, he main evented a WrestleMania. It's a big deal. Kevin Nash ain't done that shit.
Yeah. So they get in a shoving match. They cut back to Nash, who had gotten hit in the head with a hammer, which, like, he clearly didn't, and then he's, like, bleeding. I was like, wait, what happened? Like, did he, like, fall down or something like that? I was like, when did he get hit in the, like, when did he start bleeding? I was confused, and I had to go back and realize that the commentary team was like, oh, he started bleeding when he got hit in the head with a hammer, and I was like, really?
It's been some time, folks.
I literally have in my notes, Nash is bleeding, question mark.
I mean, he like gets the best blade job of the three.
Oh yeah, easily. And then so Triple H goes back out to meet him, picks up the screwdriver that was in the toolbox. He goes to like stab him in the head with, and he does stab him, but I put does in quotations because like obviously it's fake, and like we all know it's fake unless you're like 7. But he takes the screwdriver back out after pretending to stab him in the head, and surprisingly, somehow the screwdriver has no blood on it whatsoever.
Who would have thought?
Like, even though Nash was bleeding profusely, he could have just, rubbed it on the blood a little bit to at least get some on there. No, the screwdriver's completely clean. And I was like, come on, man.
And then he throws it.
Yes.
It bounces and it almost hits the referee on the outside. And the reason that Foley is the referee is because no other ref wanted to work this match because of how unsafe Triple H is. And then he almost stabbed a ref on accident.
Yeah, who wasn't even in the match.
Who wasn't? He was there to open the door.
At this point, Lawler said, Nash is screwed, and I rolled my eyes so hard I almost passed out. So, I hate Jerry Lawler.
So
Again,
bad.
I hate Jerry Lawler.
That's fair. It's so bad. JR is killer in this match, though.
Oh, yeah. He's much better. I miss the 2-man teams a lot.
Yeah.
And one without Jerry Lawler.
That's, yeah, true.
Triple H then, he goes and grabs a 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire and immediately hits Kevin Nash in the dick with it.
It's the gut, but I know what you're saying.
I know. It looked like he hit him in the dick, but maybe I just wanted him to hit him in the dick, but so I just saw what I wanted.
It's a rough spot if that was what's going to happen. Imagine pitching that. Hey, I'm going to hit you in the dick with barbed wire. Cool.
Sorry, just wear a cup. You'll be fine.
He's 40. He's not going to have any more kids. I don't know if he's 40 at this time, but he's older.
Yeah, he looks like he's 80 the way he's walking around. But again, yeah, quad surgery. But then Nash he like fights back, gets a hold of the 2x4. He hit Triple H in the head, but like Triple H like clearly blocks it with his arm. Like I don't know if Triple H like didn't put his arm close enough to his head or like whatever, but his arm was like way out in front of him, and the barbed wire does not hit him in the head at all. But then all of a sudden Triple H is bleeding.
He has a blade. He has like a coast to coast blade job.
Yes, literally all across his head, even though you can clearly see him not get hit at all in the head. He takes it all to the arm, which like I guess like because we have network, like I can go back and like reverse and watch. I literally watched this 3 times to see if he even hit him in the head at all. It did not, but I guess like if you're watching like while it's live or back when there wasn't WWE Network, I guess you would just never know. But
yeah, and also for like
buy the DVD, but
I was like,
yeah,
for frame,
I rewind it 3 times to like see if he actually hit him in the head, and it was literally all on.
My love for this match comes from the fact that it's like Bad Blood 03 is one of the first wrestling DVDs I ever owned.
Mm-hmm.
So like I watched this for the first time probably when I was like 7 or 8, and yeah, that's not something you notice. Like when you're watching it on DVD, you're just like, oh fuck, like that's
yeah. It. But yeah. So then like Nash puts he puts the 2x4, like straps it to the turnbuckle somehow. So
yeah, for some reason it had like a Wii remote strap on it.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what the fuck?
Just so you don't break your TV.
What kind of bullshit is this? Yeah. And then Nash picks Triple H up and like bounces his face off of it, and they cut back to Triple H. And I don't know if he like rubbed the blood that was all over his head on his face, but his face was completely red, like completely. It looked like he had a terrible sunburn.
And his chest, it was on his chest too.
Yeah. Nash goes out of the ring, picks up the steel steps, puts him back in the ring. Triple H like crawls over to the side. He like, picks up this random wooden box out of nowhere and smashes it over Kevin Nash's head.
I believe that was what the toolbox was in.
Oh, really?
Or something like that. Or the screwdriver. Some object that was used earlier was within that wood box.
Oh. All I remember was randomly there was a wood box being broken over Kevin Nash's head.
And he took it. Like...
Oh, yeah. The whole thing, like, splintered off, too. Like, he could have gotten a huge, like, sliver into his head or some shit. Like...
Yeah.
Then Triple H, he's outside. He goes and he gets the sledgehammer. Classic Triple H. Foley takes it away, and then Triple H just jacks Foley in the face. Yeah.
I love that, like, there's a barbed wire bat being used and a screwdriver, and Foley watched that happen. But the sledgehammer comes out, and he's like, no, too far. I watched you do attempted murder earlier, but a sledgehammer.
Literally gonna stab someone in the brain with a fucking screwdriver. Then Triple H picks up the ring steps that Nash threw in earlier. Nash toe holds him, and Triple H bounces his face off the steel stairs, which I thought was hilarious.
That spot rules.
That spot was really good. It was also really funny. Triple H took like a huge dumbass. Yeah,
and also like the blood that was like just falling from him as he like slowly fell backwards was so good.
And then they probably like stumble around some more. Triple H picks up a chair, and he hits Nash in the head with it, and I couldn't see if it was an unprotected headshot, because as it was happening, Mick Foley was standing in front of the camera.
Right into frame.
And so, yes, literally, so I couldn't see whether it was, like, unprotected or not. And then Foley takes a chair shot from Triple H right after he does this, and, like, literally a second before that, you can literally see Foley dig into his pocket for, I would assume, is his blade. He takes the chair shot to the head. It happened so fast too, and I rewound this a couple of times to see if it was unprotected. It looked like he got his hands up, but I could not say 100% sure.
I hope
but yeah,
so.
You could clearly see him take something out of his freaking flannel ref shirt, and then he gets hit in the head with the chair, and then he's bleeding because Triple H and Kevin Nash are already bleeding, so, why not get Foley bleeding, too?
They've set the precedent of refs bleeding in Hell in a Cell matches, because I believe the last Hell in a Cell match before this one was Jericho Triple H, and Triple H hits Tim White with a sledgehammer, and he bumps into the cage in the same way that Foley did at the end, and he's bleeding, like he blades.
Foley gets Sacco out, puts the mandible claw on Triple H. Triple H takes him to Dick Kick City to get him off of him. Nash hits Triple H and Mick Foley with the steel steps. And then Nash tries to cover Triple H, but Foley's out of the ring. And then as Nash tries to pick him up, Triple H pushes Kevin Nash into Mick Foley, who flies into the ring, as Prince just said. And then Nash picks up Triple H, or not, he doesn't, he launches him into the 2x4 again, the barbed wire 2x4 with the Wii remote strap that's still set up on the turnbuckle.
Just chills there.
Yep. And then Nash hits Triple H with a jackknife, and then Foley flies in from out of the
very fast.
Yes, to count the 3 count. Triple H kicks out at 2.
Fuck your finish, Nash.
I put in my notes. He kicks out at 3.
He does. He marks it very close.
Yeah. Then Triple H picks up the sledgehammer, basically hits Nash, hits him with the pedigree, and then that's the end.
Pedigree to pin is about 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Nash hits a jackknife, And
They're
Foley
both
counts
like
it
dead,
immediately.
bleeding like their whole body's worth of blood at this point.
I know. Nash hits a jackknife, Foley counts it immediately and gets a 2.9. And then Triple H hits a pedigree, walks out of the ring, goes home, makes a cup of tea, drinks it, comes back into the ring, pins Nash, for sure 3 count.
Yep.
Pedigree is brutal, apparently.
Yeah, bro. You know, they protect it. It's protected.
They really did.
Literally, at the end of the ring, like they kind of pan over, and there's like literally blood all over the ring mat, like that I noticed, like just everywhere.
I mean, 3 men bladed. Like, it's rough.
Yeah, that shit was bad. And then my final note was Orton and Flair came out because of Evolution, and I put that Orton looks like he works at Office Depot.
Oh, did he come out in the suit? I didn't watch what happened.
No, he came out in like a red polo and black dress pants.
Oh, hell yeah, young Orton.
That was my note, was Orton looks like he works at Office Depot.
I don't know if... Oh, Orton didn't have a match on this card because Shawn Michaels wrestled Ric Flair and Orton interfered in that match.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's dope. What the fuck, Randy?
Yep, and that was Nash versus Triple H.
So on your Meltzer scale, 1 to 5, what you got?
Okay, going over this match, like lots of blood, which like I'm not like a huge fan of like freaking garbage death match CZW type stuff. So like
CZW.
I didn't like love all of like the I like some of it like until you said it, I imagined him getting hit in the dick with the barbed wire 2x4. That was really good. The blood kind of like there's so much blood like really like turned me off to the match. Plus the wrestling wasn't great because Kevin Nash just came back from like quad surgery and was like moving around like a very old man. Like kind of like Undertaker does now. But
Boneyard match, Kevin Nash, Triple H.
Yeah, and because they were bleeding, they were like kind of selling like they were dead. So basically they were just like hobbling around, smacking each other with like instruments the whole time. So it's like it wasn't like an amazing match to me. Plus like the Foley interference the whole time was like cool, but like also kind of a turn off for the match. I'm probably gonna give it 2.5 stars.
2.5 is fair. I fairly agree with that. Because I think I can recognize that this match is nostalgia. And watching it back now, you're right. They're just like bonking each other with objects.
Yep.
The entire time. And it's one of the weaker Hell in a Cell matches that has, up to this point, it's probably the second weakest Hell in a Cell match that has happened.
Mm-hmm. And
that's like just, and what I respect is that they honestly tried. Like, This is not a match where nobody cared. But it just doesn't click fully. And this is like Triple H about to head into a Goldberg feud, and like, yeah, mid Reign of Terror, it just was fine.
Yeah, Reign of Terror. Ugh.
Gotta love it.
No, you don't.
You don't. It's like Gary Lawler.
Yeah, you don't have to love him. It would be preferred that you hated him.
Yeah. So that's our matches of the week, guys. We're gonna come back next. Do you have your match for me for next week?
I was gonna do something really bad again, but I changed my mind. I'm gonna go to a match that I really like. So
okay, so we're gonna announce them.
I haven't decided on it yet. Yeah,
I'm gonna announce what I'm giving you because I have.
Okay, all right.
It's not what I said earlier.
Okay.
I was originally going to do Triple H versus Kevin Nash at TLC 2011 because that match fucking sucks. Like, you think they're mobile now? Lord. I'm going to change it up. And I believe, because you pulled some fuckery on me with Swagger and Evan Bourne, I believe I'm going to go with Backlash 2003. We're sticking in 2003. Goldberg versus The Rock.
All right. I got mine. One of my all-time favorite matches.
Oh, good.
Dolph Ziggler versus Randy Orton, Night of Champions 2012.
Oh, man, that was a year before I actually went to Night of Champions. Shame.
Yep, it's my boy DZ in one of his better matches, so...
I don't remember that match at all. But I also just haven't watched Night of Champions 2012. Oh, I think... Is that the year that Punk and Cena have, like, a really good match?
Yeah, wasn't it in...
It was in Boston, right?
Wait. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, because it goes to a no finish and Punk's in pinstripes. Yes. Okay, I know what you're talking about. All right, so we have Goldberg versus The Rock and Dolph Ziggler versus Randy Orton for next week. That's exciting for some of us.
For some of us.
You get to watch a Goldberg match, baby. Woo! Huge Goldberg mark, me.
So
I love Goldberg. God, Goldberg 2003 rules. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this. We hope you stick around for this series because we just think it's fun to talk about matches and laugh about Jerry Lawler talking about his dad.
My God, or making really bad jokes make me want to die.
Good Lord, yeah. Yeah. So if anybody watches this and you have match suggestions for us, tweet them at us. You can tweet me at PrinceBarkerCC.
And I am at Adrian_Autumn.
Yeah, and you can check out Cult Classics Wrestling Twitter account as well. Check us out here, and yeah, we're gonna keep reviewing some matches and hopefully do some other cool stuff. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been Prince
and Adrian. Peace,
and we'll see you next time.